Yo, this is Lonzo, folks. I don't know what's going on today, man. I'm here. I'm trying to get Dusty in right quick. Where is he at? Can't do that right there. Trying to get the chat room going. I had to go live straight to my YouTube channel, folks. For some reason, this shit is acting a goddamn fool today. Actually, it might be my fault because I was playing with it last night, trying to do some different kind of shit. And next thing I know, I can't do nothing on my YouTube channel. So I have it all set up, ready to roll. And for some reason, I can't get into my normal stuff. And it's not good. It's not good. So I see people are lining up here, folks. They found me. Now we got to get Dusty online, folks. You know what I'm gonna do, Dusty? I'm gonna get Dusty online on the phone for right now because we can't let this show get past this. Facebook, everybody else, y'all got to chill out for a minute because me and Dusty got to do this hell of a show. And we can't. This is a hell of a show today, folks. We got too much going on not to. Yo, hey man, look here. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube Direct. And I think last night I was playing with my channels and I messed around. I might have disconnected something by mistake. I got too many. I got like 9 different YouTube channels. I was trying to clear some shit out, and I guess it has to re-verify whatever. Anyway, man. I see the chat room is still here. Easy Steve is here. Isaiah's here. King Dev Young. Gary's Garage. What's up, Dope? Doc. Isaiah Edwards is. Hey, folks, look here, man. So, Dusty, I'm going to have to do you like I do Dre and put you on the audio today. And we'll do it like that for the day. And hopefully by tomorrow, I'll be able to have everything up and running. Meanwhile, because we can't miss this show, Doc. We can't miss this. This is right. Are we live? We are live on YouTube right now, folks. Bye, booyah. Go ahead, folks. Go ahead, do your thing. Do your thing. All right, you got it. Hey, folks, you're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. And as you can see, I'm in front of my green screen today, folks. For some reason, I know the reason. Last night, I was messing with my YouTube channel. I got like 8 YouTube channels on different accounts, and people were trying to find me. They can't find me, so I started deleting some stuff and hiding. I didn't delete it. I just hid some stuff, so it made me easy to be found. And I think I might have unverified. I have to re-verify my stuff. I didn't try it out to the day. I was doing it late last night, so it might take a little while for it to re-verify, but trust me, me and Dre will be back on Thursday. But because I got technology on my side, I got this nice mixer over here. I can bring my man Dusty in on through the mixer. Y'all can hear him. You won't see him today, but you sure can hear him, folks. And we are still live because we got too much going on in the world of hip hop and more to let this show get past. I'm not going for it. If I got to have a green screen behind me, so be it, folks. These folks is calling. I wish I could figure out a way to get rid of these damn spam callers. All right, Doc, let's make it happen, dude. Let's make it happen. They here, man. You sound great, Doc. You sound great. Man, Jewel was she was a beautiful soul, Doc. I've been knowing Jewel since she's about maybe 16, 17. She went to Locke High School, and she would come to Eve After Dark. Anytime I had a talent contest, if it wasn't a pop locking contest, a straight talent contest, she smoked them every time. She was a good friend of another young lady who I still deal with, Michelle. Michelle's a comedian. Michelle is Suge's cousin, first cousin, I believe. And her and Joelle has been thick as thieves since God knows how long. I spoke to Michelle on Friday morning, and she explained to me that Jewel had some health issues that I wasn't aware of, but I did see a video later on where she talked about her health issues. And at the time, the doctor actually gave her like 6 months to live in 2018 or 2019, something like that. Don't hold it to me, folks. And but she was able to stay with us. She recorded some more projects, another project, and it was really interesting that what she said in her interview is that she wanted to record something other than the basic popularity songs of bitches and hoes and shaking nuts and dicks and blah blah blah. But she wanted something to leave her grandkids, let them know that grandma, she had another side to it. And Joelle was a Gemini also. So being a Gemini, you have various sides, as my boy Marlon very well knows, as you do too. So I just heard you're coming through the mixer. Hold on, let me check my audio right quick. Let me check my audio. Damn it. Let me see here. Because I hear you fine. If they hearing me, they're supposed to hear you, Dusty. If they hear, how do they not hear Dusty and we both coming through the same mixer? No, that should be the Bluetooth, Doc. Can y'all hear him yet? Check, check. That should not be an issue, Dusty. You got it. Okay, man, we're gonna make this happen, folks. Okay, forgive us, folks. That's the only problem about going live. Every once in a while, man, damn it. Because I hear him fine, and if y'all hearing me, I'm trying to figure out how you're not hearing him. That don't even make no sense. Okay. All right. Dusty's talking to me through the headphones. Y'all can't hear him, but he's asking the questions. I'll repeat the questions and give y'all the chance, let him do his thing. Why? I hear you fine. Cool. And Joelle was a beautiful spirit, man. In fact, her music teacher called me the other day, Reggie Andrews. Reggie Andrews was with Earth, Wind, and Fire. He discovered Tyrese and worked with Patrice Rushen and Dougal Chandler. He was a music teacher at Locke High School. And he told me something, man, that blew me away. I didn't know this. He said, man, of all the singers he's ever dealt with, the only one he ever felt that could hang with Shaka Khan was Vesta Williams and Joelle. Now, that right there is saying a whole lot, okay? When the music teacher tells you he's worked with everybody, he's worked with a lot of people, I should say, the only people he knew, only two women he knew that was strong enough to hang with Shaka Khan was Joelle and Vesta Williams. And that's saying a whole lot. Saying a whole lot. She was like I said, she was a Gemini. She had, I'm gonna say this, don't take this the wrong way, folks. So when y'all cut this up and say I said this, don't leave it, say the whole part, okay? I've hung out with a lot of women, different type of women, church women, strippers, and some of the most fun women to hang out with were strippers, okay? Some of the most fun women to hang out with for me were strippers because they would say anything and they were very uninhibited. And Jewel was the same way. She was a very outspoken person. She told Unknown she might give him some ass, but his legs were too skinny. Okay? She told Unknown, I think I would get you some, but your legs too skinny. And all you can do is laugh. Okay? That was her vibe. So rest in power Joelle, rest in power. May your kids and your grandkids be blessed. May your soul be blessed. Because she definitely was a force, a verbal force to be reckoned with. I don't have any real good Joelle stories offhand right now. Than the fact that she always won the money at Eve After Dark. She knew when she came to Eve After Dark for a talent contest, she was gonna win. She was gonna win because she was that tough. She's been that tough all her life, man. All her life, she's been that tough when it comes to singing. She ain't been no joke. Okay. Um. So yeah, it is what it is, Doc. And I was tripping on Kevin Samuels dying, then woke up to Jewel dying. I'm like, damn, this shit is crazy. Yes, Kevin Samuels. If you are in that certain subset as Dusty spoke, women that is, Kevin dropped some of the same type of knowledge I dropped, but he didn't have no filters on it. Okay. He came with no filters, no remorse, no he just called it like it was. And I try to do the same thing, but I realize people got feelings. So I try to do it a little bit less um in your face, but he kept it 110. And like I said many a time, when you throw a rock into a pack of dogs, the only one gonna bark is the one that it hit. Remember that shit. Okay. So if you're mad at him because he didn't you didn't fit the description, his description of a high value woman, you might want to look at yourself. You can't give the ass to the thugs forever, and then want somebody come save your ass at the last minute. Can't do that. Okay, you can't do that. You can't uh, want a man to bring all this to the table. Now you put under the table is your shoes. Come on, babe. But I ain't gonna go there. But I was surprised. This brother's only 56 years old. Joel's only 53, 52 or 53, and it just blows me away, man. That that to see these youngsters, in my eyes, just fall off. And Kevin, I mean, he looked healthy. I never heard of him complaining about any health issues. And we knew Jewel had some health issues, but with Kevin, that was a total surprise, man. In fact, we got hit with it on our show, Legendary Connects. Me and Dre got hit with it first, and we kind of brushed it off. Ah, man, y'all can start that this afternoon. We can't report that right there. And sure enough, it was real. But what's really sad, man, what's really sad is how so many other women, good for him. This is what he needs, blah, 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 blah. And then they got mad because allegedly the woman that found him, he was with, was Latina, and she was on the thick side. Okay. She wasn't ugly, she just was thick. And he's been known to talk about thick women, okay, or fat women, whatever the case may be. Nonetheless, oh man, it's a few brothers even was giving him a hard time about that. So it is what it is, Doc. And I just hate to see a man in his post-mortem state get hated on so bad, dude. Come on, dude. People always, man, you must be a bigger man. Well, damn it. Well, it's amazing how sometimes women just forget. Because I've said some things about some females that I've dealt with, and I never came off hard. I just never came off hard. I just came off, that ain't what I would do. Or, I said what I said, put it that way. And in my chat room, you shouldn't be too grown, too old. Sometimes you feel a certain way, and no matter how old you are, you're going to express how you feel. And, but to be this cruel to a person, that's something I'll never do. And I just seen a lot of cruelty in regards to this brother when it came to him passing. Oh, the chat room is lit up. Yeah. The big story. Okay, 26 folks got arrested with Young Thug and Dunna. Wow. Now, go ahead. Wow. Right. Oh, let me slow down because I'm too quiet for my on my end over here. Uh, Now, we were just talking about how Young Thug and Dunna and 26 others were arrested yesterday on various charges, going back to when before Young Thug was even famous. Okay, he's been charged with ordering various hits on different artists. Allegedly, when Lil Wayne's bus was shot up, he was supposed to have given the order, and so one of his guys took the rap for it. And you got all type of whoo, you got some deep shit going on here. It's gonna be hard for somebody to just walk away from this. And me and Unknown was having this conversation before I started the show. That's probably why I didn't prep myself like I should have, because he was up until the time I pushed go live. We were having this conversation, and it's a lack. Well, put it this way here: if you got caught up, if they got him for things he did before he got famous, that should let people know at some point in time, especially if you doing something that the statute of limitations may be a little bit longer. First of all, ain't no statute of limitations on murder, kidnap, and maybe not even attempted murder. Okay, you don't know who's talking in your camp. You got a lot of money, and folks figure he can fight it. I can't. Okay, his books are gonna be all right. And this is what you're dealing with to a certain the mindset you start to deal with at a certain point. Oh man, he got money, he can handle it. And hey, my time I attend, he can. But is it smart? And that's all I ever talk about is the smart. Is it smart? And that's probably my biggest um my biggest lack of understanding. And as I sit here on the senior side of hip hop, the actual intelligence and the non-smart moves that I see so many artists with money making, with money, you making money, and you can't let go of the streets. We talked about that a few minutes ago, just a minute ago before the show jumped off. You got a ton of artists that's making money, but they can't let go of the streets. The streets may have got you there, but the streets will take you down so in so many different ways. Here you are looking at something that happened possibly 8 years ago that's gonna bite you. Shit you forgot all about that stands to bite you straight in the ass. Okay? Bite you, and then we put enough pressure. You got 26 people that's indicted with multiple felony charges. And this yeah, young slime, young slime life. Come on, man. That ain't that. Come on, dude. That don't look good in front of the judge. It's amazing that in 2022, with all the shit that's been going on, that folks still put themselves in position to. You're trying to impress the streets on one way, but you forget this ain't a two-party game. It's a three-party game. It's a three-party game. It's you, your ops, and the police. Okay? You, your ops, and the police. So when you're doing stuff to impress the streets, you're trying to impress the streets on one end with young slime life. Then you want to call it young stoner life to try and make it a little softer, but we all know what it really is, and we know that it's from the red team. All these are known facts. But when you go to front of the judge, now you got the lawyer. The lawyer said yesterday he was going to fight this case with every inch of his breath or something like that. Bottom line is, he's like Unknown said, he should have just said on stoner, okay? on slime. I'm gonna fight with all my own slime. So you know, it's it doesn't make sense because you got all the money that you need to retire, enjoy your life, whatever, but you won't let the streets go, and the streets gonna reach back and snatch your ass back in like a bad wave. Go ahead, Doc. Ah! All right. Wow. Wow. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Because y'all can't hear Dusty, and he's talking about right now. We're talking about the lyrics, how he says, I didn't kill him, but I had something to do with it. And people get mad at Vlad for a parent for allegedly telling on people. Fools go to the studio and tell on themselves. 100 rounds in the Tahoe. That's what happened. Okay. This is what. How do you do this? How how much attention do you have to have in order um, in order for you to just shut your ass up? I mean, if you do something, why you got to tell? Why you got to tell the world? This goes back to something I've always said about hip hop in general. It don't mean nothing unless the world know you did it. But you're doing crime, fool. Why would you make a record about that? And these lyrics will probably be used in court. And First Amendment right, yes, you have the right to say it, but they also got a right to use it against your ass in court. Simple as that. They got a right to use your lyrics against you because it's a public statement, and you're giving evidence or statements about a criminal activity that that happened. 100 rounds, UConn. You're using all the gang slangs to make it even seem more valid. So you solidifying your position while you are telling on yourself. Then you're gonna then one in 26 other people verify what the lyrics mean. You're gonna call them a snitch. You know already laid the table for it. The table has been set for you to go to jail for snitching on yourself. They just need one or two people to verify what do these words mean. Because the judge ain't gonna understand these gang language. The judge ain't gonna understand some of these terms. What does this mean? What does that mean? And one of your homies, yeah, that means so and so. Now, does that mean he snitched? No, it just means he's verified what the meaning of a word was, which is gonna probably make your case that much harder to defend. So, hey man, Dusty, we doing good. We got 27 people here on our line today, folks. Uh, we still going strong, and we not even going through the app. We going straight. Dusty's on the phone. You can't hear him. I'm still here. We still got our faithful here. Martin is here. Gary's Garage. Who else? MP. What the fuck? WTF? Yes, Rashad Cobb is here. Said Born 303. What's up with you folks? Um, my boy CMW 662 is here. Easy Steve, King Dev. Who else? Who else? I see some more here, but I got to keep talking because I don't want to. Y'all can't hear Dusty, so I can't have no dead air. And I see my boy Isaiah is here, and Cedric Mallory, Derek Mallory also. And my boy John Wick come through. Yes, your t-shirts are here, Doc. I just got them big motherfuckers made. I had to get some custom made shirts from one of my folks. But yeah, they going out tomorrow, baby. So yes, we are online. We're going straight through Facebook. I had to bypass the green screen, bypass the intros, and go straight raw to YouTube because some reason or another, maybe it's my fault. I'm a big enough man to admit it. I have my accounts have to be verified. So yes, folks. But we here, and Dusty's on the line. If you can't hear him, don't worry about it. I'll repeat the question. Dusty, go for it, Doc. Not looking good at all. They don't care. Feds don't care. They get paid to lock your ass up, and if it take them 9 years to get you, so what? They get that's it. Somebody's about to make a career move by breaking this organization down. Somebody's about to get a bonus. Somebody's about to get promoted, okay, for breaking folks down. And this is something I said back in the 90s when I saw Suge stand his ass in front of them 2 Rolls Royces and that red suit, that cigar about this long. Dude, that ain't a good look. You got folks, that's not a good look. That's not smart. You got to be smart, folks. You got to be smart. I'm hoping my folks in my chat rooms are smart folks, and they understand that sometimes you got to get your money and go sit your ass down. All that extra shit. What I was telling the unknown earlier, when you get money, like these guys got money, everybody around you don't have money. You may be the only one, and you got a bunch of non-folks that you don't really know on your team now. So you're still trying to stay relevant to your homies because you don't want to get nobody to put the jacket on you. Oh, homeboy didn't change. Homeboy, he ain't the same no more. He got a little money, moved up with the white folks, got a gated community. We can't go see him no more. So the same cats that you grew up with, you roll with, there'll be some of your favorite haters. But on the other hand, you may try to keep them on your team, but they're not really qualified to be on your team, no, because you moved in a different circle. But you're still trying to stay down because you don't want to get that jacket put on you. So now they rolling with you. They still attached to the streets. You may have detached yourself from the streets for the most part, but your boys are still attached to the streets, and y'all still claiming the same thing. That YSL, y'all still claiming YSL, and when them folks run up on you, all they know is all y'all YSL, and you big shot caller. Something happened with YSL. Guess what? They coming after the big dog first. They're gonna try and break you because they know you'll spend every dime you got, keep from doing 20 years. You'll spend every dime you got to keep your ass out that penitentiary. They will break you. Okay? They will break you to keep your ass out of the penitentiary, to keep out the penitentiary. So, and like I said before, they get flowers. They get kudos for that shit. Cigars getting passed around. They're getting brand. You watch Breaking Bad? Yeah, that shit's real. Okay, that shit's real. So yeah, folks, as folks is making moves, and here's the cold part about it: moves ain't got to be, the moves ain't got to be caught up right away. The time is on their side, especially talking about attempted murder or murder. Time is on their side because ain't nobody going nowhere, and the statute of limitations is never. There is no statute of limitations on murder and kidnap for sure. Maybe even attempted murder. Okay, so understand this: as folks want to be gangsters, and I was talking about this earlier today with another friend of mine. What I find is really amazing. As much gangster shit as brothers talk about doing, ain't nobody doing gangster shit but nobody but other black folks. I'm not saying do nothing to nobody else, but I'm just saying with all the folks that's hating on us, it's like we got our own, like you shooting at one group and y'all shooting at each other. You shooting at each other in the same party, but you got same bullets over here. Could you imagine that really happening, though, man? Could you imagine that? Think about that for a minute, Dusty. For a minute, folks. Imagine if something was really to happen and we got to defend ourselves against one group, okay? But in the meantime, we can't stop doing what we're doing against each other. And so we got folks can't go nowhere because you can't hide in a certain situation, a certain part of town, because y'all enemies, because you got people maybe after you, but you can't seek refuge. Oh man, I was saying earlier, we may have to come up with a. Remember the Green Book? The Green Book was a book. The Green Book was what they had. A book they had back in the Green Book was a great movie about a piano player, a badass classical piano player that traveled all over the country in a car, and he had to hire a white driver. And they had this green book that he had to go by to give him all the locations where he could eat, sleep, and through the South. Okay. Do you realize we damn need a black book, a green book right now for our own community? Think about it. We need a black book. Because brothers can't go everywhere just because you see a bunch of brothers standing over the corner. Don't mean you welcome. Think about that for a minute, man. That's real shit. That's the realest thing I said all day. Think about that for a minute, man. You got neighborhoods, you got places that if you see black folks, you got to check the black folks. You probably be safer with the white folks than the black folks in some places. That's from Samuel. That's from Kevin Samuels type shit right there. Yeah, I said it. But I'm keeping it 100. You know, everybody else on this doggone feed right now. There's some places in the hood. If you see a bunch of brothers, I'm not going over there. And you don't know nobody. I'm not going over there. Okay. We was laughing earlier talking about this same situation. And it came out that like there's some white guys that have something like, maybe not a book, but a YouTube channel. Well, these where the Bloods are, the H-Rays here, and so and so is here, and so and so is here, and so and so is here. Okay, hood map. Okay, now hood map. These white guys got all the hood maps together, but guess what? It don't apply to them. It don't apply. The hood maps. They just showing something. They just showing something to clown us. Okay. These are guys with the red team, this is the blue team. These guys can't go over here because this is what's happening over here. But I bet you the white boy can go. That's the crazy. It don't apply to him. It don't apply to him. It only apply to us, which is the most ridiculous shit I've seen in all my life. Okay. I mean, I wish the Oregon ain't working today because I'm coming through the other system. But I thought about that. I'm like, you know what? Damn, we need a green book for the hood. I watch homie Quan all the time. He got different spots. He got a little thing like that. Don't go to this restaurant. Go to this gas station. But he makes it funny. But that shit is real. It's all outdoors. That shit is real. Okay. But again, it ain't nobody else doing that to us but us. And it's not a problem because it's us. Think about that, man. Think about that. It's only a problem. It's only a problem for us. And white boys, they came in here and figured it all out or got somebody told them. And they ain't I bet you if you ask them, Dusty, ain't nobody put hands on them. Dusty said they were on this show with hood maps. Okay. And nobody will put hands on them. No. You know damn well if they come to your hood and something happened to them, y'all finna catch hell. I'm just saying. Okay. It wasn't hood method. It wasn't hood method. But yeah. So yeah, it's my man Gary Garage says life imitating art. Rashad Cobb said gonna get a butt deal. Downtown Rob J says preach. Martin says uncle's preaching almost time to take up an offering. Thank you, sir. And I don't even know if my super chat is working the other night on this right here. Anyway, folks, I'm just keeping it 100, man. I'm not Charleston White. I'm not Kevin Samuels. I try to drop some game where folks can understand what I'm saying without being offensive because I still live in the hood. I'm not trying to get caught up on the bullshit. But at some point in time, we got to realize a lot of the problems that we have, we cause them for ourselves. A lot of the problems we have inside the hood, we cause them for ourselves. You know, police doing this. Yeah, no, they doing this because y'all doing this. There's 3 people involved, 3 situations. There's you, your ops, and the police, whether it be the Fed, whether it be the judge, the police, whatever the case may be. There's multiple people involved in the situation. Therefore, y'all playing like ain't nobody watching y'all. They just sit back watching. The red team gets the blue team. Okay, because they shot so and so, they killed so and so. It's gonna be a retaliation now. So all we gotta do is watch over here. Okay, see what's happening over there. All right, cool. And they gotta catch the right one, and the right one gonna start. Oh, we finna get your ass about 100 years. No, you're not up until everybody. And that's what's gonna happen. Okay. We finna give you 100 years, and as soon as how many? He's gonna give you a basketball score. Okay? No, you're not. I'll take them 6 months. I mean, and here, man, here's the bad part. Here's the part that I feel bad as a black man even saying. You almost have to send somebody to jail to show them and give them an example, because so many of these cats have done, rich guys have done stuff with no real repercussions, just to come out and they're like your boy 69. He went to jail, sent all them cats to jail. He was calling shots. He was doing stuff. Yes, they messed over him, but he still turned everybody in, got everybody time. He did a few months, came back out, I'm out of jail, and unscathed. I'm not saying you're supposed to go deal with him, but I'm just saying this. It's like almost like Donald Trump. No matter what he do, ain't no consequences. When people are doing things with no consequences, it's like silence is approval. Now, people got arrested. 26 people got arrested. But who's actually going to go to jail? The low-level cats? It don't make no difference. Low-level cats, when some of these names start falling, it's gonna make some shit. It's gonna make people rethink their positions on this shit. I don't want nobody to go to jail, but damn it, if that's if that's the game you playing, understand it's part of the game. Go ahead, Dusty. My Reggie Wright interview? Yes. Right. First one to continue. I'm talking over you. I'm talking over you, Dusty. So I won't have no dead air for the folks that are listening. Always does. Speaks highly. Reggie Wright Sr. Was on my team at Dudos. When you saw Straight Outta Compton, Dudos was one of my spots. I left E, went to Dudos. And I had a cousin, first cousin, Philip Bailey, who was, he ran the Compton Swap Meet security. Compton Swap Meet for a while was lit. It was lit. You got essays, you got blacks, you got Samoans, and everybody need draws. And when you need some draws, you got to go to the swap meet, especially in the enemy territory. You come strapped. Are you ready to fight? So in order for them to keep the swap meet from going up on a regular basis, they hired cops. Philip Bailey and Reggie Wright was one of the guys that worked there sometimes, but they were gang detail. And I figured at Dudos, who better to have keeping things in order than gang detail? And all these guys, we stayed cool. My cousin passed last year, maybe the before last now. But Reggie Wright, Huey Taylor, all these guys, we stayed cool, And I saw him at my cousin's repast, and he came on my show, and we talked. We had a good conversation. And his son, actually, Reggie Wright Jr., actually forwarded me the video of his old man talking about me to Vlad. And me and Reggie, as soon as I get this shit straight, I'm gonna bring Reggie Jr. on the show because he said he'll do an interview with me. And it goes back to pre-Suge, when Lonzo was doing his thing in his heyday, passing the torch down to Eazy. And yes, contrary to popular belief, I passed him a torch, okay? Because there was no Jerry Heller initially in the picture. Only person in the picture was Lonzo. I didn't believe in the gangster thing because that's not what I do. I had to do too much to avoid that. I didn't want to get back connected. I knew that game is a different kind of game. If you ain't prepared to play for keeps, don't fucking play. That's what I told this young lady last week. We talked about her. What's her name? Ruby somebody or whatever. Ruby Rose throwing up gang signs. If you ain't prepared to die for it, don't play with it. Leave it alone. But she think it's cute, and hopefully she'll grow out of it and nothing to happen to her negative. But I know from where I came from, where I grew up at, if you ain't prepared to kill or die over dumb shit, leave that alone. And that was a decision I made at an early age of 20-something. I don't want to be a part of this gang. That's what it was called, gangster rap. I can't do this right here. Make a long story short, Reggie and I always stayed cool. In fact, Huey Taylor, I've seen him a couple of times, and he agreed to do a interview with me. He became the chief of police. I mean the captain or the chief of Compton Police Department, and he and I spoke to him recently. So all these guys in their 70s, they were around in the heyday of Compton when it first went up. When they was dropping off the guns and the trains and the dope and the gangs was flared up and the go because like Reggie said, like I said in my interview, at one point the gangs were like 5%, maybe 10%, but at some point in time that shit flipped up. Everybody wanted to be a gangster because now it's money in being a gangster. But for years, gangsters was a small part of the population of Compton. And Reggie just reiterated that fact, and you know he spoke on me, and he always speak highly of him because he know where everybody came from, everybody. So yeah, Doc, and the interview. Did you upload the interview to my YouTube channel as well? Yes, yes, yeah. That's on the channel. Check it out, folks. Type in Reggie Wright Senior. You'll type it in with no, you'll find it with no problem. Yeah. Um, in one of my interviews, I talked about promoting clubs and parties in the 70s versus or 70s and 80s versus the 90s. And basically, what it was, like I said before, it's always been gangs. It was gangs. Most of the gangs that were formed in LA in the early days were to fight white gangs or the police. Keep people, hey man, we got to show a show of force here. And it was a smaller number. So you had civilians down here, and you had gangbangers down here and civilians up here. But in the 90s, that shit started to shift because when money came into the dope game, everybody wanted to be a gangster because they was paying. And the civilians pretty much fell down here. And it just made for a hell of a situation in the streets because you couldn't do nothing no more because everybody was claiming something and you don't know how serious they are until it's too late. It's almost as bad as it is right now with everybody wanted, well, not everybody, but a good majority of people claiming stuff. And you got people claiming stuff because it's cute. Baby, it ain't cute. It's deadly. It's a big difference. I remember at the Eve After Dark, right before I shut it down, we had an event, and these two young girls, one of them, they were sisters, and one of them was just she was throwing the B word around, be this, and she's throwing all the signs around and blah blah blah. And the sister was talking to another girl, and I was sitting right there in the ear distance. She said, "If my grandmama saw that bitch over there trying to be a gangbanger, she'd whoop her ass up out of this. That bitch ain't no gangbanger." But she was trying to, because it was fashionable. And that's what happens with stuff like that. It becomes fashionable. It becomes the trend of the area. So women, if the color is red, women start wearing red berets and doing little red stuff and saying, just like they say bitch, whatever, they start saying blood or whatever, and then they start getting comfortable with it. Next thing you know, they kind of get drug into it. And I'm from so and so, and then you see shit start going up. You go to an event, and you see the same girls from the blue team, and next thing you know, they got a problem, and the whole hood is fighting, and it's perpetuated for the last 50 fucking years, like the Hatfields and McCoys. And I bet you couldn't tell you what the shit started off, what the problem is. Shout out to my girl Mama Boo, because shout out to my girl Mama Boo, because Mama Boo, we talked about this, and she broke it down to me like no other female ever has in her life. And yeah, she's trying to do her part, and I appreciate her for that. The dress, the dress code, the dress attire in the 70s and 80s, man, flipped up multiple times. We started off, I mean, at one point in time, even if you wasn't gangbanging, you creased the shit out your Levi's. That was part of our style. You creased your Levi's. You had on a nice, we was always military looking, man. That was in the early days, was more military. And then, because we was crisp, put it that way, shine shoes, crisp, then at some point in time, it got a little more, the 70s kicked in, got a little more funky with the bell bottoms and the hats. But even if you wasn't a gangster, you still could wear your hat to school and be cool. Then later on, then the leather jackets came into play. Actually, they came in first, and folks stopped wearing leather jackets because they were getting your ass whooped. Niggas were getting killed over leather jackets. And you start wearing other stuff. We started getting a little more loose and funky. And then in the mid '70s, about '73, we started getting pimpish. That's when the eleganza came out. Shit, everybody had their shit tilted. You go to ninth, you in the ninth grade, you're in class, you're attending class tilted. Your hat tilted in the ninth grade with your book on your table. I'm not bullshitting. Back then, the youngsters imitated the grown folks. Now, the grown folks imitate the youngsters. It's real talk. Real talk. Back in the day, the youngsters imitated the grown folks. Nowadays, the grown folks imitate the youngsters. When the vice president got on the dress in Chucks, nigga, we done. When the vice president go wearing a pair of Chucks, come on, man. That shows she's trying to appeal to the. There was nowhere in the world you would ever do no shit like that. We didn't. You better not wear no tennis shoes to a party, man. If you wore tennis shoes to a party, that was a sign of being broke. That means you ain't got two pairs of shoes. It means you only got one pair of shoes. Tennis shoe pimp, baby. Tennis shoe pimp. That means you a tennis shoe pimp. You only got one pair of shoes, and your mama number's broke. Okay, you might Eddie Murphy say you might be on the welfare. Okay, and that was nothing to be proud of back then, dude. You might be eating by food stamps, dude. That was a whole. I'm telling you, it was a whole different. Come on, man, dude. I'm telling, dude. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell y'all some Lonzo real shit. Okay, I'll be 65 years old next month. Okay, 60 fucking 5. And I'm glad to make it because a lot of niggas didn't make it. But it's hard for me to get I'm entitled to at 65 because I've been my daddy instilled in me so much not to be dependent on the government. I had to apply for Medicare, man. My ass get Medicare starting next month. I didn't want to get it. I got health care. I got health insurance. I'm good. I go any doctor I want to. I got that covered. But no, Negro, you 65. You got to get Medicare or you can't get it. You might as well get it because it's free. My old man would never let me get nothing free. The one time I went on unemployment, my old man had a fit, dude. Get off that government shit. You don't depend on no doubt. We don't do that. We work. I'm like, okay, dude, but I had a job. I got fired. I'm going to get this shit for about a month. Get your checks and go back to work. My old man didn't play that shit. Okay. You know, so here I am, a hustler all my life, working all my life. And to get, and it's cool because it's a regular old, Blue Cross or whatever the case may be, it's a regular plan. But the idea is Medicare. It's something that the government gave me. It's like, damn. But I got other friends that going through it, and there's no big deal. But it's just for me, it's an adjustment for me as an independent cat that I'm not used to government doing shit for me. Hey man, I'm Lonzo. But thank God, I'll be old enough to qualify for it. Now you get all the benefits, and I'm relatively healthy, so I ain't got a bunch of shit, no hoops to jump through. But still, it is what it is, man. It's getting old. For those who plan on making it, when you get to a certain age, trust me, your shit is going to be different. Because I fought AARP for years. I wouldn't get that card for nothing in the world. Nigga, that means AARP, that means you an old motherfucker. Nigga, I ain't old. I'm 56, 55. Nope. But they give you discounts when you go to do shit. My partners, you stupid motherfucker. They give away 20% discount for this, 10% for that. Okay, cool. Only a card. What the hell? It's just, hey man, you got to adjust your mindset, Doc. You got to adjust your mindset. What else you got? We got anything else you want to touch on right quick? Oh, Dave Chappelle. We gotta go out with Dave Chappelle. I saw that thing, man. I saw it. It was crazy. But that's what happens when you start setting precedent. That what happened with Chris Rock and Will Smith was a precedent. So it's like, oh, that's a good idea. Let me try that shit. You set a precedent. But Dave's a big dude. Dave sideswept homeboy, and Dave got the homies there, and they whooped his ass. Okay, they set a precedent. They set a precedent too. Okay, we ain't going for that shit. They set a new precedent. We're not going for no comedians getting their ass whooped behind for telling jokes. I don't give a damn what your mama doing. No, we ain't going for it. They whooped his ass. And I think they must have broke his arm because when they had his hands in the handcuffs, his ass was twisted like a pretzel. Okay, I'm like, damn. His face looked like that character Martin played when he fought Tommy Hearns in the ring. He was lumpy as shit. Okay, that's the precedent. If you're gonna set a precedent, set that one right there, folks. That's how we go in the show. If you're gonna set a precedent, let the motherfucker know. Come up with it. You what they say? What they say on the comps? You gonna walk in, but you're limping out. Come on, leaders. Come on, leaders. You gonna walk in, but you're limping out. Understand that. Understand. You can walk in. You run up on it you want to. You're gonna limp your ass back. You're gonna hold your head on the way back. All right, folks. I gotta go on that one right there, y'all. I thank y'all for following me over here, man. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but we still pulled it off because me and Dusty, we Geminis. Geminis don't take no for an answer. Dusty said, nigga, if you can't see me, no, they can't hear me. I don't care. Lonzo, you can hear me. That's all that matters. Okay. So yeah, Dusty's on the line, folks. He's in my ear like a coach on the sideline of the football team. I'm quarterbacking and he over there coaching. So yeah, folks. Thank y'all for checking out the show. Even though it ain't all the bells and whistles today, we should be back. Me and Dre will be back here on Thursday with Legendary Connects. We working it out, folks. Thank y'all very much. We out of here. Dusty, much love to you, Doc. Peace.